Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
How's it going, everybody? Wildman Wes here, and welcome back for day 2 of SHOCKTOBERFEST 2024. Today we're going to be sticking with the 80s and talk about 1988's Dead Heat. This movie is a dark comedy / buddy cop movie where two detectives are patrolling around town, taking care of some of the criminals around town. They're robbing banks, they're killing people, but here's the problem. They can't be killed. They're getting shot left and right, and these two cops don't know what to do about it. Until they investigate, a certain chemical or a certain medicine is being used on these cadavers, and they go to the company that is providing said product. And when they go there, one of the cops gets thrown into a decompression chamber where, unfortunately, he dies, and his buddy decides to bring him back, only to find out they have 10 to 12 hours to take care of the case before the police officer becomes completely undead. And while this is going on, the undead police officer is trying to make amends with his ex, while also talking with a woman that works for the company they were investigating. That turns out her father is a billionaire who actually invested in this product and was going to get the rich people in the area to be reanimated any time that they are going to die. And throughout the movie there's a lot of slapstick humor, a lot of action and violence, and a couple love scenes that take a turn for the worse. I want to get into more detail on this one, but the fact of the matter is, this is one of those movies you have to watch. I don't want to give too many spoilers. It's an 80s movie. Go to your local video store, rent yourself a copy. So now it's time to talk about what I like and what I don't like about the film. This time we're going to talk about what I don't like about the film. To be honest, there's not much that I don't like about this film. It is a very well-crafted, well-balanced film. They did take some liberties, though. The style of the film and just the ideas and the concepts, the best way I could describe this film is if you took Lethal Weapon, They Live, and The Reanimator, and then you put them all in a blender, that's pretty much what you get. Not saying that they stole from those movies, they adapted some of the ideas and it worked. So therefore, I mean, honestly, there's not much that I don't like about this film. I actually think this is well crafted. So, that being said, we're going to go into what I like. I love the cast. You have the late Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo as the buddy cops. I mean, Treat Williams, I knew him from my youth as the lead in the Substitute movies. I always appreciated him in those. Joe Piscopo was an SNL alumni, comedian. He's just hilarious in everything that he normally does. Then you have Darren McGavin, the father from Christmas Story, and also Kolchak the Night Stalker from the 70s TV series. You also have the late, great Vincent Price in this movie as a small part, which is awesome. You also have Lindsay Frost, who is not known. The only things that I've really seen her in were the American adaptations of the Ring series. So the cast is great. They work well off of each other. So I appreciate all of that. I love the humor in this movie. I mean, literally, it's just Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams are very good at dry humor and tongue-in-cheek humor, and the sarcasm between the two, especially the being dead jokes. I mean, eventually it does get a little bit dry, but at the point, or just a little bit old. But I appreciate it because it wasn't the same joke every time. They would spin it a little bit differently to still get the point across. We're just going to go ahead and grade this film. I would say solid A. I'm going to give it a very solid A. This movie, though not necessarily a horror film, it is an action thriller. It's a dark comedy, and I usually try to put dark comedies into the horror genre because it may not have had jump scares, but it did have some horror themes. I do like to put that into a subgenre of horror because you do have many people in this cast that have been in horror movies, and not just that, just the concepts that are in this film and the story alone has that horror-esque atmosphere. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't agree with everything I said, you can leave a thumbs down. Otherwise, make sure that you share on social media, you push that little red button, and ring that bell for instant notifications. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you tomorrow for day number 3 of Shocktoberfest 2024. Take care, and as always, stay scared, kitties.